Romeo and Juliet, a Shakespeare story. Almost without thinking, Romeo pushed his way towards Juliet until he found himself standing at her side. On the other side of the room, Tybalt, Lord Capulet's fiery young nephew, recognized the young man who was holding Juliet's hand and strode angrily towards the door. There was a terrible feud between the Capulets and the Montagues. "I hate the Montagues as deeply as you do, Tybalt. Our two families have been at war with each other for as long as anyone can remember. But the prince's word is law in the city, and there is to be no more fighting." Some power that neither of them understood had drawn them together like a moth to a flame. All those other times, when I thought I was in love, I was like a child playing a game. This time I am truly in love. I wonder, could she possibly feel the same? How can I be in love with someone I ought to hate? Why did you have to be a Montague? If you had been born with any other name, I could tell you how much I love you. Romeo stepped out of the shadows of the trees into the moonlight. A part of Juliet knew that for them to marry would be mad and impossible, but another part of her knew that if she sent Romeo away now, she might never see him again, and she wasn't sure she could bear that. Yes, I believe what we feel for each other is true. So, the next day, Romeo and Juliet were married. Tybalt lunged forward and drove the point of his rapier through Mercutio's heart, fatally wounding him. When Romeo realized that his friend was dead, rage surged through him, and his hatred of the Capulets brought a bitter taste to his mouth. Romeo hacked at Tybalt as though Tybalt were a tree that he wanted to cut down. Romeo fell on Tybalt's left hand, forcing the point of the dagger deep into Tybalt's chest. He felt Tybalt's dying breath warm against his cheek. That night, the Prince of Verona passed judgment on Romeo. The hatred of the Montagues and Capulets has cost 2 lives today. I want no more bloodshed. I will spare Romeo his life, but I banish him to the city of Mantua. He must leave tonight, and if he is ever found in Verona again, he will be put to death. My father wants me to marry Count Paris, but I'd rather die than forsake Romeo. Friar Lawrence took a tiny bottle of blue liquid from the pouch at his belt. Drink this tonight, and you will fall into a sleep as deep as death. Your parents will believe that you are dead, and will put your body into the Capulet tomb, but in 2 days you will wake, alive and well. When Benvolio told Romeo that Juliet was dead, Romeo's heart broke. Romeo searched through the wooden chest until he found a green glass bottle. "I shall drink this poison and die at Juliet's side," he vowed. He felt the vile liquid sting his throat. Then darkness swallowed him. If you had only waited a little longer. Juliet drew the weapon and pressed its point to her heart.